I can't say no to that little Pac-Man part of the video. I just can't. But yeah, we're doing Zoombinis. But speaking of little hungry yellow guys, that little Pac-Man, he goes and munches the apple off the tree. Just gets me every time. I couldn't say no. So yeah, here we are. It's a little bit different from what we did last time because I have gone back to the original Zoombinis, not the remaster that came out on Steam. And the reason I'm doing that is because I think in my heart of hearts, I just prefer the art style. I prefer everything about it. It's just a little more moody. Everyone looks a little more... I mean, look at these guys. You can do twins right out from the bat. The background is animated, which even during the remaster didn't appear to be the case, which quite surprised me. Cuppa Joe is here on the chat just in time for Zoombini Thursday. Zoombini Friday, don't even know what day it is. That bodes well for a puzzle game. But we've got the Van Gogh sort of background. It's a much more sort of muted colour palette. It's just my preferred way to play the game, I think. However, if I have done everything right, I've got a sort of poll up that's going to distinguish whether we continue with this version of Zoombinis or whether we go back to this original and see it all the way through to completion. I'm cheating here and doing something that me and my sister used to do, which is produce a lot of very similar looking twins, so we can really breeze through the easy levels and get to some stuff that we didn't see last time. So here are all these guys. Very sort of uniform. It's a little eerie actually, and we're going to be heading out. Now this next part coming up is a bit loud, so strap in. It doesn't necessarily represent the volume of the game, but oof.
After days tossed about by a stormy sea, the Zoombinis reach the shore of a peculiar land.
They're all bald. I'm one of those horrible people. If I see someone bald unexpectedly, I start laughing. It's an awful character trait and I don't recommend it. So here we are back at the bridge. The bridge is prejudice / allergic, depending on how you want to put it. And essentially it's going to sneeze if it meets a Zoombini it doesn't like. Let's see how we get on. Again, the muted colour palette of... Oh god, a poor start. A very poor start. The muted colour palette of the original really does something. I don't know if it's just biased because I grew up with it or something like that, but it really scratches an itch that the remaster just doesn't. Right, so the reason, which you might be able to intuit, that my sister and I used to make everyone look similar like this is because it's very easy to breeze through the levels in this way. It might even be why they... I think we established during last week's stream, if you try and do an everyone semi-looks alike run as your first run, it forces you to randomize the team because you won't really learn anything from doing this. I'm not saying speedrun strats as such, but from this, even as I'm only half concentrating and talking nonsense at you, we've sort of half inferred that it's going to be wheels at the top and propellers at the bottom, simply because there's only one difference in the characteristics for the Zoombinis.
No wise and trusted guide.
Am I a wise and trusted guide if I'm metagaming a children's game? I don't know. We're going to find out as we go along, but that's a nice quick breeze through there. Cuppa Joe in chat calling me a cheater. It's strategy. It's logic. It's a game about logic.
Proceed with skill. Zoombini's one guard won't allow. The other guard surely will.
And again, the map screen's the map screen's a bit more basic on the original, I must admit, but it does.
We've got visitors. Do we let them in?
And you have things like she's technically clipping over the path a little bit and that kind of thing. Also, to answer her question, no, you probably won't let us in, but we're going to get start as we mean to go on. Same as always, 4 caves, who goes where. I discovered from watching this, some other YouTubers and streamers play this. Memoria did a great live stream of this. This was a lucky first start. But if you're someone who's worried about making mistakes, these blooming rocks, as Cuppa Joe and chat said, if you're someone about making mistakes, it's kind of paralyzing to play this game because you can only learn often by making mistakes in the first place. We've got blindly lucky because I've, done this stupid strategy of making everyone relatively look alike to really breeze through this part. And what that means is that I got lucky where I put them first. I was expecting to get jumped like that. So now we're getting somewhere. It has something to do with nose colours, one assumes then.
Sure.
Do all purple noses go this way? But yeah, some people who love the game get very paralyzed on levels like this, it would seem, because they're very worried about making the mistake and hurting the Zoomini, which of course, you know, makes sense. They're lovely little guys and they deserve the best.
Go ahead.
But they get constantly battered and bruised on this journey, and it's a real... Oh, I don't know where a blue nose goes. Do you want a blue nose? You do not. And they laugh. Excuse me. No, sorry. I'm going to say something. We're refugees, okay? We're escaping persecution, and you think it's funny? You think it's funny? I'm going to mix your eyebrows up. See how you like that? The Zoombinis take a lot of crap off people. They're never violent, they're never retaliatory, but they are under constant persecution. So there we have it. Nice and tidy.
Done!
But the narrator is, of course, deeply exuberant and very keen to make you know if you've done well or not.
I knew they could do it.
What do you mean you knew we could do it? You actively tried to prevent me from doing it.
Continue on through this dusty wasteland until they meet Arno, the almost omnivorous
I'm sorry, I'm not being gaslit by that rock.
pizza troll.
Arno the almost omnivorous.
Fleeing?
He remains my favourite character.
You're not fleeings. Huh. Whatever you are, make me a pizza.
This level wasn't changed much in the remake, was it? The biggest difference is that instead of pineapple, they put olives. And I think the fact that pineapples are put on pizza in the remaster definitively declares that it's the lesser game. I'm going to say it. You shouldn't be putting pineapples on pizza. Let's start with olives right now. Here we go.
Something on that I don't like.
Immediate disagree.
Make me a pizza.
That's literally what I'm doing. Settle down. Maybe if you told me what you want, I know we all say it.
Toppings.
Likes the chili peppers. Do you like chili peppers and settle down? All right. Okay, here it comes. Sorry about him.
Something must go.
No brown nondescript items for you.
A pizza.
Hey, this is really odd. I don't remember him constantly screaming that at us. It's really unreasonable. Okay, here we go. This could be it, or it could be cheese.
Thank you.
Perfect. In all the playthroughs I've done lately, he's never wanted cheese.
Party.
Now, can you tell these two rocks here? 2 more trolls will come to us later, but we'll deal with that when the time comes. Have a sip of water while these guys make their way out. The drum beats on this I really love. He just wants his dang pizza, says Cuppa Joe. I'm often in the, you know, a relatively desperate mood for pizza, but I don't go beating up refugees for it. Unlike this guy.
What's this? A campsite with hot soup all ready to eat? Looks like a fine place for Zoombinis to relax. But when they're ready to move on, they'll need a group of 16 along the path.
A group of 16. Well, we have a group of 16 right here. And what we also have is, if I remember rightly, a much more interactable, painterly, lovely muted background than we got in the remaster. Sorry to harp on about it, but... Oh, can we switch these off, please? Yeah, this is our electricity bill. Oh, we can change the colours. I mean, you can just lose yourself doing stuff like this. It's quite bad. I'm sure one of these logs used to get up and walk around, or one of these stones. Anyway, enough of all this. We're heading off. Capriccio in the chat describing it as a classic view. I'd agree, yeah. The art was already so perfect when they remastered it.
Must have something in common with their neighbor to sit on Captain Cajun's ferry.
We're going to see the boatman. When we last streamed this last week, we went south. This week, we're heading north. Just to show a bit of the difference of the map. And this guy. This guy's not to be trusted. I'm going to give him a glare.
welcome to the boat.
Mm-hmm.
Now hurry yourselves up and find your seat.
Mm-hmm. Now, again, because I've done this everyone looks relatively alike strategy, I've sort of ruined the puzzle of this level for myself because they have to sit next to each other and they have to have something in common. Everyone has a bald head and everyone has eyes.
I don't really care.
I don't really care. So you won't mind if this is actually usually not true. Usually if you put some people next to one another who don't have anything in common physically, he throws you in the river, which is probably full of parasites and piranha fish and God knows what else. But because settle down, because everyone looks like one another, everyone gets to sit next to one another. So off we go. This should be a really clean run because I've taken a really easy way out because I want to unlock the harder levels and get to the real puzzles.
Color, flower, and lily pad shape too may be the keys that get them through.
This can be a bit of a slog of a level at times. It's more, I mean, look at this mess. Look at this absolute soup. And you've got to essentially, probably easier if I get the tab up. No, that's a mess. We have to essentially find a frog who can traverse the path in either a colour, the shape that's on the lily pads, or by the shape of the lily pads themselves. So for example, if we were to try and send a blue frog carrying a Zoombini over this river, could he make it? Almost, but not quite. Brief canine interruption there. But yes, we're not going to make it with the blue guy. It really looked like we might. What about pink? I'm looking at pink. I'm seeing pink. It looks like pink will make it. Sometimes if you rush this though, which I'm really bad at doing, what can happen is you put one down and they get trapped going back and forth forever, which is kind of a horrifying fate, which I don't much rate. You can send multiples at once. What was red looking like? Did I look at red already? Red is fine, so we're going to send a red one along. I can't remember, and I don't know if I want to find out what happens if these guys crash. So we're going to be careful, relatively careful, careful-ish. And then, as usual, I've done all the easy answers first, which means I now need to distinguish. Diamonds don't look good right now, do they? Wait, hang on. Down. Diamonds will make it. Okay. When they start becoming different colours, my brain switches off. I always take the coloured options first. And it's always a bad idea because I always then don't remember. I've actually already forgotten which colours worked best. I think a white one made it, didn't it? Because you can do it twice, which I forgot. So you can use the same ones twice. Now we had red. Was red looking good? Let's see. Red was looking good, wasn't it? Yeah, there we go. Light blue. Light blue was the one that tricked me. White was working though, wasn't it? Or did white leave? White's already going. God, you see? I'm overthinking. Let's take a look. Pink. How's pink looking? Pink can make it. Pink was the other one, wasn't it? I mean, I've kind of done that. That's pointless. But it will work. Diamond was making it, but if I put it on the wrong diamond, he will get stuck. Imagine just bouncing back and forth on this river forever. We only just crossed a river as well. Like, this whole landscape seems to be completely full of rivers. Right, now I need to look at some more complexities. For example, the little kiss shapes, the X shapes. I'm seeing this, I'm seeing that. Yes, actually, X is one of the easiest paths, but I tuned it out because my brain doesn't really like it when they change colour. I have to look very hard. When it's just all of the so I just saw in chat Cuppa Joe saying his strategy for the level was to just spam frogs and Zoombinis at it and see who made it over. I mean it would work. Law of averages, some would make it. Would you make it? God, that's complex, but yes, you would. Oh, I don't much like that path. But it would work. I'm even doubting it as I'm putting it down. My brain can't really pass that information very well. Right, can we make them follow each other? Because, oh God, is that the right path? Like this, very good. What about the little Pac-Man shape? The legally distinct semicircle-y sort of shape with a piece missing. Yes, the legally distinct Bandai Namco mascot unrelated lily pad shape can make it. Let's see this. He must have hit something. I wasn't watching because I was busy trying to avoid copyright stuff. Yeah, nice day in the hotel, Cuppa Joe says in chat. The hotel's on the other path, which I think might be the easier path. It's definitely the path I actually prefer. I'm trying to challenge myself rather than taking it too easy today, because I did my absolute favourite run through to the end last time. How many more Zoombinis do we have? 3, which implies I need to put Pac-Man down again once, like so, when he comes back. And I also need to ascertain who goes next, which, I mean, I imagine a lot of people have worked out just watching, because you have all the time in the world to sort of luxuriate, soak it in. What about the lovely flowers? What about a beautiful flower? Let's see. Out the way, please. Get your fat froggy bum out my way, please. I don't mean to be rude, but, you know, we're in a bit of a crisis here, trying to get these people home safe. I don't think the flowers will make it. What about the sort of, what would you call this shape? This shape. I'm liking it. Right, okay. I need to remember where it started now. Here, right? Now, he's going to have to wait forever. Is there another shape I can sort of get him on the go a bit quicker to help him out? By the time I find it, I'm sort of racing the frog to race for the solution now. Because I want to see if I can get him over quickly, or if that is the definitive answer. I don't think I'm going to make it in time. Yeah, I think we're going back to the... I mean, my brain's half switching off. But this is a much longer... Oh, yes, very nice. Very fancy. The frogs don't have front legs. I remember even noticing as a child. And I guess I got a bit worried about them, because frogs have 4 legs. They're very, very large. Look how small we are. Have a sip of water while he makes his way across. I don't think the game will register that we've solved the puzzle until the Zoombini physically... I don't want to test the theory, because I'd like to have a perfect run. My hubris robbed me of a perfect run before. But the reason I bring that up is if I click play knowing that he's halfway across and would make it, would the game let me keep the win?
Wise and trusted guide.
He's very flattering, this guy, isn't he? Thank you very much. Alright, off we go. That little theme song that comes in at the end of the level is joyous.
Zoombinis will get a rise out of these stone hexes.
Alright.
Right connection.
This is the level I always forget exists, weirdly, even though I always enjoy it when I do it. We're going to jump right in. Aha! Things in common with one another. For example, hair, noses, feet, that kind of thing. I mean, because I've done such a cheap and nasty trick with the Zoombinis I've chosen to take, you could argue that this kind of writes itself, but just you watch me fall into hubris and completely mess it up. For example, we need matching nose. Oh no, I do have matching noses. I haven't done too bad. Okay, yeah, I think I can actually begin to see why they took the ability to do this out of the of the remake, to have a really similar looking Zoombini team, because you can absolutely blast through, at least until we start getting to the hard.
You are their guide.
Are they lucky that I'm their guide? I'm the only guide they got, so I guess... I guess that's the thing, I don't feel proud of what I'm doing. I feel cheap and nasty. Beautiful. Making it to the second campsite. Sip of water there, you might have picked up on the mic. I should mute my mic when slurping, really. Some people don't like mouth noises. Or indeed any of the noise that comes out of my mouth.
Indeed. Another relaxing campsite ready and waiting for Zoombinis. And they'll need their rest. The darkest, most dangerous part of the journey is yet to come.
The narrator takes a weird evil turn here. Cuppa Joe in the chat is bringing up if this released nowadays, it'd release on coolmathgames.com. I've never heard of that website. I know it's on Steam when it re-released. Also, in the re-release, this forest is gone. Oops. So, for example, you can't do that. And also, you can see the lion that we're about to meet. I mean, you can go to town on this place. Look at this. Anti-COVID step. Can we get a face mask for this tree, please? Let's get out of here before we all get infected. Right, now, at this last leg of the journey, especially on the very, very final level.
These gloomy mountains, strange carvings left by ancient peoples are everywhere.
Well, indeed. But also, my brain starts switching off. Capucho's explaining that it's math games that kids would play in lessons. Yeah, I mean, I first found out this game back in the 90s because it was on a school computer. And of course, there was no digital games back then. It was a physical disc. Right, order of noses, nice and easy. So all the kids at school, we had to basically work out a rota because people were so obsessed with playing the game on the school computer that no one was really getting anything done. So what we had to do is work out a rota, like a whole written system, for people to take the disc home, play it on their own computers, and then bring it back to school so other people could borrow it. It was pretty nuts. Cuppa Joe's even saying it might get banned. I don't know. I think it's because it was an educational game. Everyone... Oh, I'm so sorry. Look at that. That is shameful. Reiko, I'm sorry. I'm very sorry for what I've done and for not paying attention. It's okay if you want to go home. I understand. What do you mean come this far? All right, here we go then. So, what was I saying? Yeah, the school thing. Because it was an educational... Oh, look at that. I'm blabbing way too much. You get corrected. That's something. Oh, but we lose a peg. Okay, that's a demonstration at least. And it's kind of reinforcing what I'm saying about my own hubris when I get to these levels.
You've done quite well.
But being an educational game... Thank you, kind lion. The school was quite happy for us to borrow it and blah, blah, blah. But my family and I went to a computer fair, which is something you had in the 90s. They might still exist, where people would just set up stalls and show each other computers and computer games. And we found Zoombinis there.
Zoombinis reflection. It will give them crystal slamming protection.
And because Zoombinis was there at that computer fair, that's how we ended up having it at home. Cuppa Joe in the chat, when educational games were good. Yeah, this is the thing. You don't really see games like Zoombinis anymore. And obviously they did the remake, but I've implicitly come back to this version. I'm deciding which run I'm going to do. Or maybe I'll just play them both all the way through. I want the Zoombinis home. I've never done it in my life, and it's partly why we're doing this experiment. But also in this old version, there's something like 625 Zoombinis. And for some reason in the original, they cap it at 400. And I don't understand. There's a few sort of design choices that they make in the remake. As glorious and as with love as that remake, you know, obviously has been made. There's a few choices that they've made in that remake that I just don't understand. I mean, you can probably see once again, I've made this level stupidly easy for myself because the little guys I've got are so distinct. However, because I'm getting them through, when they get home, I'll never be able to use this combination again. So it kind of removes them from the pool for later, because I can just blank all of these guys. None of my Zoombinis look like this. They all look like little happy bald guys with multicolored noses and either wheels or propellers. So it's very easy for me to blast through all this. I always like a minecart level. I don't know if they're considered quite sort of trite and rote these days, but I'm very fond of a minecart level. Cuppa Joe calling them little blue eggs. They Zoombini. I don't know if they're meant to be beans for being Zoombinis, beans that zoom around, or if they are just little monster kind of creatures. Like they look like something out of a Jim Henson. But they do look like eggs. They do look like berries. I've heard some people think that they're little blueberry kind of people who've come to life. It's never really explained what they are or what their culture is. Only that they live on an island. The island was kind of taken over. And Yeah, they all want to escape and they have to leave, I guess, 16 at a time so no one notices. Surely they'll be noticed eventually. I don't know what sort of storyline they're giving the folks back home. Or maybe only 16 fit in the boat. 16 fit in the puzzles, that's for sure. So we have these guys coming together. Cuppa Joe is highlighting a lot of the favourite levels being the hotel and the pizza level back in the chat. And this level. I like this level, but I think that when it gets complicated, it can be... I don't even think it's a slog, it's just you have to engage your brain far more than I'm doing. Once you get to these levels where they start introducing different filters to the reflections. And if you get it wrong... Oh, I nearly did that. No one looks like that. If you get it wrong, the Zoombinis fall down the chasm and get sent back. I have to admit, this level doesn't look as nice as it does in the remake. I will give it that. It looks far more sort of mysterious and crystally in the remake. Cuppa Joe again in chat pointing out, yeah, sneaking out 16 at a time. Exactly, yeah, because presumably the rest of the Zoombinis at home are having to keep the bloats, I think they're called, the nasty people who took over the island. If everyone left at once, they'd presumably just find the much larger ship that they'd be taking and, I don't know, blow it up or something horrible. So they sneak out bit by bit. They go far inland through all these hostile environments full of puzzles and people who are very unkind to them. And they start a new city, which they somehow build with no hands. Here we go, here we go. So this is a nice easy breezy one, but as I discovered last week, if I really go on cruise control in my mind here, it's going to get very, very bad because I'm essentially going to be coming to the bubble one. And the bubble one is a level that's... It sneaks up on you on how complex the bubble level is. We're going to see that in a moment. But contrasting what I just said, I much prefer how the bubble level looks in the original version versus...
Splendid job.
Sort of Brian Blessed, but not. You've got Brian Blessed at home, sort of narrator.
Search first for traps. So easy to miss. To get Zoombinis across Bubble Wonder Abyss.
Bubble Wonder Abyss. It's where my ego takes over and I start making stupid errors. See why they call it the Mountains of Despair. All your inner sins will be brought to light. Here we go, and it's a very nosy level. So, for example, don't do this. Don't send Mr. Kaidvaigi here out. He will be annihilated. Meanwhile, if you go up and across, the red nose will make... Oh, I can only bring him so far, I guess, because otherwise I would just be able to carry him by mouse. So let's get these red nose guys safe, shall we? Now, something I often do, and I guess we're about to discover, if I'm going to be doing it today, is I accidentally make the bubbles crash into each other, at which point you lose both Zoombinis at once. Now, there are way less red noses than I remember there being too. I thought I was going to clear half the team. I've only taken 4. That's 25% of the team. Still not too bad. So if we go along here, I see what's going to be happening because purple noses, for example, don't do this because he's going to get hurt. We need to send someone to switch that switch first. Let's try a green nose. And then we want to make sure not to send a blue nose. So therefore, this should work. I can feel my brain turning into porridge as I do this. Let's see, let's see, let's see. Yes, this should be the path to take, I think. Remember, this is a children's game, and when I get here, especially if I've been having an easy run of it with all the other levels, I really start to switch my brain off, and it becomes a bad time because I'll start making stupid mistakes. There's this like a fight. It's not like a final boss. There's no boss fights in Zoombinis, but it's something where if you aren't paying attention, you will be taken to task. I'm assuming, therefore, if I just put everyone on here, they're just going to make it anyway. Hopefully not crash. Oops, sorry about this. Hopefully not crash into each other. Now, Tekrisu, we're live right now, and I love you very much, but I do just want to check, can I drop you off into the abyss? No. Okay. Some levels you can, some levels you can't. Now, I of course knew that I wouldn't be dropping Tekrisu into the abyss. I wouldn't just risk Tekrisu's life like that just to show off on stream. But we're coming on... And then they all line up and they stare directly at you at the top right. And that baffles me. That doesn't happen on many other levels. Unless they fidget and start doing their usual sort of half wonky. They just stand at the stop and they just stare at you like, you proud of yourself? You done this? Yep. And we should be proud because we're going to Zoombinis. We even get a cutscene that's not in the remake, which I always forget and I really love.
Is this it? Could this be the place they've been seeking? A place of hope and prosperity? Zombiniville!
Zombiniville! Where do you live? Oh, you know, I just live in a little place called Zoombinis. And here is Zombiniville, being built by the Zoombinis. And as Cuppa Joe's illustrating in the chat, they have structures that are built to basically celebrate the fact they made it through a horrible place. Look at this, look, 2026. This game came out in 1996. I can't imagine as a child ever looking at the dates for these plaques as being 20 anything, but here we are. And here we have. So we're already doing better than last week because I did not get the clean run last week. I got hubristic in the final level and 2 Zoombinis were sent back to the camp. It was miserable, and that means I got 1 less building too. So we have here like this, a nice path that we've carved. All of the things are green so far. Oh, hang on, let me just, there we go. I want to save, please. But as we keep going through, they're going to get a little more difficult, different colors, and that means that the puzzles will start to get a little more demanding. Now, because I've been taking it easy on myself, then again, it's taking it easy on me right now anyway. This is supposed to be random, but through mathematic improbability, a huge number of Zoombinis have come out looking relatively similar. But I'm trying to do a fully random team so I can actually start playing the puzzle game as a puzzle game. We need to repeat some legs of the journey, but things are going to get incrementally more difficult. I can't get enough of these waves rocking and, you know, the Van Gogh design here. It's absolutely amazing. And it's just this muted color palette. It feels like they're escaping at night. You know, they shouldn't be here. It's a bit creepy cute, I think, as they call it.
After days tossed about by a stormy sea, the Zoombinis reach the shore of a peculiar land.
A little bit of cliff is crumbling off as they go along there. Luckily it gets rebuilt each time another team comes through, but even so, that's a bit much. Right, you horrible rocky buggers. Again, going back to what I said close to the start of the stream, if you're someone who doesn't like learning by making mistakes, it can come across as a bit imposing because you have to send someone over relatively blind in order to ascertain whether or not it's going to work or not. Cuppa Joe's asking, how do the propeller people jump? I guess they just push their propellers a bit harder. I always assumed like he could just go like this and fly over. This is as far as it will let me go. So I can like glare at the cliff and be like, look, you're going to let me over. We're going to do this. I'm Sasuke, okay? And I'm sus about you. We're going to see if this is going to work. I've taken a bit of a punt on this basis because he's so physically different to the other. But now, for example, we've got a tufty hair over. We've got glasses here. Is it going to be glasses that are involved? Maybe. So now my hunch is that eyes are the differentiator here. So we're going to start marching our little beloveds over like so. Okay, we're looking good. However, I do not know what the makeup eyes. You don't really get eyes like this in the remake. You get little beady eyes. And they, for some reason, removed the makeup eyes. And I'm not 100% why they did that. By pure chance, I've discovered the way. This doesn't reinforce my it's getting incrementally more difficult
Well done, O wise and trusted guide.
rhetoric, but it will get more complex. We're really breezing through right now. It's why we can make it quite a casual sort of stream. Just a casual sort of layback. Oh god, the rocks.
Some guards have their rules, so do proceed with skill. Zoombinis one guard won't allow, the other guard surely will.
Wouldn't it be useful if these people would tell you what they're expecting and who's allowed in what cave before we arrive?
They're back!
What did we do to deserve this?
What do you mean, what did you do to deserve this? You could just leave and let us through. You don't have to be preventing us at all. Actually, you know what? Cleto would like a word. Listen. It's me and my friends. We're coming through on our way to Zoombinis. Okay? Shh. Listen. Are we going to have a problem? Because I'm going to start going past you in a minute. Are we going to have a problem? Do I need to boot you with my wheel?
Welcome.
I did not expect intimidation to work. I don't think it will work again. Right, let's see here. Has that really educated me about what these guys are expecting? Something to do with sunglasses again, I think. But that means who else needs to go where? Oh, I'm having some blind luck right now. It really does seem to do with oh, no. Wait, hang on. Hair then? So if you're Tufty...
Well, you're okay.
Alright, okay. It's very easy to misread their things as well. You can really kind of jump to some conclusions, some assumptions. Kind of making some assumptions right now, actually.
Bye-bye!
Stop you can't assault a woman and then start laughing. Most people don't need to be told this. A shockingly large amount of people do, though. So let's not dwell on that horrible truth.
Say hi to Arno.
Say hi to Arno. Oh no.
Travelers continue on through this dusty wasteland until they meet Arno, the almost omnivorous, one very hungry pizza troll.
One very hungry pizza troll is right. One very hungry, one very unreasonable pizza troll.
Fleens? You're not fleens.
No, we're not fleeing. Stop bringing race into this.
Huh. Whatever you are, make me a pizza.
Whatever you are. Why don't you just learn what we are, engage with us in rational conversation, and just be a bit more reasonable? But no, all about you and Arno.
Something I don't like.
I don't know what happens to the ones that get chucked in that dip, in that little hole. It just seems very wasteful.
More toppings.
Cover Joe in the chat is theorizing what the rocks will be saying before the Zoombinis arrive and the arbitrary rules they'll make up. And it's like, oh, today we're going to make it about eyes. And then tomorrow we're going to make it to...
Toppings.
Yeah, all right, more toppings. I'm talking to the nice people at home. Nice people's not something I expect you to know much about. You probably don't meet very many. That's probably why you're so angry. It's probably why no one wants to make you pizza. Oh, no. I'm sorry, I've had a lifetime with this guy.
More stuff.
Guy's feeling greedy today as well. Okay. Uno, dos, tres, cuatro, cinco, stuff your face, motherfucker. Sorry, I've had enough of Arno today.
Thank you.
How about it?
1, 2, 3.
Shut up, no one needs to see that. There we go. And we've made it to camp. Pardon my French indeed. Capucho, yeah. Some very rude words I said, as well, I know. Luckily, because I'm not monetized yet, I can't get demonetized.
What's this? A campsite with hot soup all ready to eat?
Here's the soup.
Looks like a fine...
Nobody cares, Grandpa. We're on our way. Because these are all little cool Zoombinis. Well, a few nerdy Zoombinis. No harm in that. But they're all the little cool guys.
There's no sense leaving it up to chance. Lure the fleens off the tree branch.
Ah. Now we're here for an hour today. We might get 2 runs in. We might get 2 finish lines in, which I'm quite excited for. Oh, here they are. Even the animation in this original was more elaborate than the remake. You're just sort of like, you see this? Effiquo. Well, since you're here, Effiquo, who looks like what? What are we going to do about this? That's insanely lucky. The odds of that happening are quite small. I also need to take what we've learned from that. We're going to need another person with his hairdo in order to lure one of these down. Does that mean you? Oh, have a look at this. Oh, this is stunning. This is astonishing. I'm feeling a little smug. It's all to set me up for the bubble level, I'm sure. Of course, I now know that it's going to be some glasses, and it's going to be a colour of nose I haven't used before, and a type of feet I haven't used before. It's going to be glass. I haven't used any of this, so easy peasy. Are you going to make it easy peasy? No, but it's very close. Look, actually, it's a twin, isn't it? No. Yes. No. Yes. So I need to just find a duplicate. It's Rakru. It wasn't easy peasy. Hello, Lola. Thank you for being here. Rakru. Yes, we're going to do it. Rock music. Look at this ruckus we cause. I can't imagine a worse fate.
Quite well.
Done quite well. Excuse me, that was one of my best runs of that level ever. Blind luck has a huge amount to do with it. Yeah, randomizing them hasn't seemed to have held us back from this run so far. But we are on the easiest difficulty.
Zoombinis. Ula, the forest's foremost, and perhaps only, band leader is about to begin rehearsals. She'll be closing the hotel for the night, so scamper into a room.
Scamper into a room. I'm sure you can just have any room you want and there won't be any unnecessary complication. Here she is.
Yes. I'll be right down.
Why is she so surprised her hotel has guests? That doesn't bode well for a business model.
Welcome. You're just in time for tomorrow's concerto. Help yourselves to a room. I got rehearsal. Go ahead. Find yourselves a room.
Oh look, the clock's much nicer in the original as well. I think I'm just a bit of a fanboy of the original. I think that's just how it is. Let's see. We're gonna be. So is it that all hairs go together? No, categorically no. Let's give you your own room then, because we're causing a ruckus. Cuppa Joe in the chat is saying that they've learned how the fleen level works. Yeah, the fleens are like a cousin species of the Zoombinis, I think. And they're a lot more edgy. They're the edgelord Zoombini species. Looks like it's eyes or skates. You find out which ones to knock out of the tree branch by cross-referencing the facial features and that kind of thing. But they're not kind of one-to-one. And then in later levels... and to answer Lola's question in chat, we're still on easier so far. I've been sort of breezing through. I didn't cheat no matter what anyone says. Oh, what am I thinking? We know it's eyes. No. Hair? Oh, we're losing time. Yeah, so I've just said I'm on easiest difficulty and now all this is happening. It must be skates. I've just like... Yeah, so to answer Lola in chat, what I did on the first run, which you don't appear to be able to do in the remake, was make all of the Zoombinis resemble one another very, very closely, which meant that we kind of blitzed through it. So it must be the way they get around. Yes! Like so. Look how close we're getting to the end of the time because I'm not concentrating. Tale as old as time. There we go.
Hey, that's cool. A place for everyone and everyone in a place.
And there we have it. Night night, everyone. They don't bother shutting the doors, and I don't like that your doorstep vanishes. Totally radical, bro. Oh, the wall. I'm very glad that they didn't...
Targets one and all, and watch for a pattern on Mudball Wall.
I began speaking because you weren't, narrator. Because if I do speak on the map screen, I usually speak over you, so I'm trying not to speak. I waited for you to speak. You didn't speak. I'm sorry. I'm going to say something. I waited for him to speak. And he wasn't speaking. And then I started speaking about something I don't remember. Oh yeah, the voiceovers. They didn't redo them for the remake, and I'm glad that's the case because they're so full of character. They're a big part of... Oop. All right, what have we learned? Not a lot. They're a big part of what makes the game so charming. Nice. 2 over. Now what? I was thinking about this earlier today before the stream, because this game does get into your head such that you end up thinking about it in your daily life. But if this is like an infrastructure, you know, it's a wall you have to jump over with this horrible contraption. Why has no one thought to put cushions on the other side? You have to inflict pain upon yourself in order to get past this wall. The mainland's hostile. I don't know why they didn't stay on the island, apart from the fact it was occupied, and they don't seem able to fight back. There are other Zoombini games that I never played as well. I think there are 2 more, maybe. And what astounds me is, are they running away each time, or are they doing something else? Because if they're running away from persecution in every game, that's legitimately very sad. And I'd be very troubled about them, because they're just a little victim species. Hey, that was by accident. I'm aiming for the blue ones. Well, the blue ones. The number 2 ones. What about a red triangle? Fancy one of those? There we have it. Alright, so we know that a red star is also going to win. I'm very sorry about this, everyone. I'm very sorry that I'm chucking you over with this gunk that Lola doesn't like either. What is the colour at the top? We know that the shape by elimination is going to be a diamond. So a green diamond should do. Yes, I always like getting the 3s. It is a snazzy contraption, Cuppa Joe's pointing out in the stream. I mean, I don't know who built this stuff. You're constantly in this game finding stuff that's kind of abandoned and just been left. Someone's built it, and it's usually a, you know, a puzzle-related machine. Was there like another species, or who did all this? Where's the lore, Zoombinis? We want the Zoom lore. Anyway, what do we do here? We want to... Sorry about this, by the way. I imagine being picked last for being chucked over a wall feels horrible because you have to dread it for the longest.
Splendid job!
Splendid job. Right, off we pop. I think we will... We've got about 10 minutes left of today's allocation. I think we're going to make it. I think we're going to make it to 2 runs, which I'm very excited about. Can I make it 2 clean runs? Imagine it's not the nicest, says Cuppa Joe in stream. Yeah. Just sitting there watching everyone, watching 15 other people get chucked over a wall.
Indeed, another relaxing campsite ready and waiting for Zoombinis. And they'll
Can't
need
resist.
their rest. The darkest, most dangerous part of...
Right, you know what? No, if you're going to just laugh at us, we're leaving. But yeah, as I was saying, you watch 15 other people you've travelled with, you've got bonds of hardship with.
These gloomy mountains, strange carvings left by ancient peoples are everywhere.
And you just watch these other 15 people get annihilated, kicked over the wall. And then you know your turn's coming, you have to watch them all get hurt. Very helpful flashing hieroglyphics. I imagine discovering hieroglyphics would have been a lot easier if they had flashed like this. But then again, being an English person, you do start getting into the awkward but salient points of, you know, taking things that culturally don't belong to you. What are you doing in the pyramid in the first place? It's literally a grave. It's been left so people will be left alone. That kind of thing. Which didn't really seem to come into it very much at the time. Now, we're going to be grabbing a few of these guys like so. If we had a little buzz cut, that would be relevant, but we don't, so we get to skip straight to the ponytails. This lion is going to be amazed with us. Even cleaner than the last time around.
Quite well.
The lion looks very kind. If the lion's so kind, though, can't you just keep your paw up? You can see us coming. Come on, man. We've had a hard trip.
Use the crystal filters to change the Zoombinis' reflection. It will give them crystal slamming protection.
Never understood why he says crystal slamming protection, because slamming into the crystal is what we don't want to be doing. But the vision of them just sort of passing along the bottom of the map like that, that's etched into my primal memory. That's been something that has been part of my life for as long as I can remember. It's just such a nice visual. It's such a nice way of relating that they're traveling a really long way. And it's really hard, okay? So can we just be nice to the Zoombinis, please? But no, everyone's horrible. Yeah, as I was saying before, this is a bit trickier for my spotting skills now because I have a much more random team. Lola's pointing out in chat that we're all dying to see the harder levels. I'm sort of deciding whether I'm going to do this version or the remake or both. 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 I think broth means I'm hungry. And just get, because there's 625 Zoombinis in this edition and 400 in the remake, and I don't know why there are less in the remake, but it feels incomplete if I did that run, if that makes sense, because in my heart, from growing up with this game, there are 625 Zoombinis and they all need help. And because of that, I'm not constant. Oh no, here we go. Because of that, 625 feels like the more complete journey. Lola in chat giving some hints. Springy, roller, slide to the left, slide to the right. Stompers, there he is. What's your name? Sorry, can't call you Stompers. Yes, right. I might call you Stompers. I don't know what that name is. There we go. The Zoombinis have very elaborate names, and I always feel very uncultured for not being able to pronounce them. Yes, here we go. Here we go. Whoa. Now, who's next? Oh, I can feel my brain switching off. It gets dangerous. This level has a sort of sleepy feeling to it. And what that means is it's going to happen again. When I get to the bubble level, it will be far more complex for me than it should be, because I'll be lulled into... It's quite a relaxing level, this one. You sort of play it and you're like, yeah, just sort of, you know, it's a little memory game. You have the nice as they make their way over. And so you just feel sort of, you know, you feel as if the journey's over before it really is. And then you have the bubble level, Bubble Under Abyss, which is tricky. Speaking of tricky, what am I missing here? Mr. Taunululu do, of course. And how do you do as you go across? Lovely stuff, lovely stuff. Reset the lever. The lever should reset. I mean, what else are we going to be doing? You think I'm going to leave it like this? I'm thinking Zoom. I'm thinking Beanie. I'm thinking... Old skater girl. See you later, girl. It's Rat Through again. Red nose, says Lola in chat. That's right, red nose. There we go. The sunglasses people are not being allowed to pass right now. That's kind of rude. Mr. Boing. I can't keep describing Pete. It's Evido. Evido? He sounds like an evil Zoombini. Are we sure we want to help him back? You better not cause problems in Zombiniville when you get there. I've been quite prejudiced and not brought any one-eyed Zoombinis, haven't I? Although I was relying on rolling the dice. 8 kill you get to. Here we go, here we go. So we're getting close now. I always used to be fascinated by whoever would end up on the corner, just because it's a bit unique, you know? I'm getting distracted by my own babbling of nonsense, I fear. Whoops. If you misclick on this, it's just like, oh, I guess you don't want it then. I guess I'll put it back. It's like, no, you know where I'm trying to put it. Come on. I'm used to using a mouse on a much higher resolution now, because that's the world we've built. Okay then, okay. So we're going to move to finally, I was wondering when these guys were going to get their chance. When there's only a couple left, but a lot more of the pictures left, I start to find it weirdly confusing. Not this time, though. This was lucky. We've had a lot of luck on this particular journey. Will the luck hold out to the bubble room? The eternal question. We're going to be grabbing you. Yes, we are. Thank you very much. And we're going to be putting you here like this, and off we pop. Splendid, splendid.
You've done quite well.
Thank you. And off we go.
Search first for traps. So easy to miss. To get Zoombinis across Bubble Wonder Abyss.
I mean, he even warns you to look closely in the narration. And still I'm like, I'll probably be fine. I'll just blast them all over here, there, and everywhere. I mean, what are you thinking, boy? Okay. Now, this is quite dicey. However, also quite nicey. Because... oh God, I've got to stop saying things like that. You can... yes, I mean, talk about life on the edge. That's horrifying. If that little sticker wasn't there. But we know we can send these guys along this way now. I'm getting told off by Lola in chat for making my redonkulous puns. I shouldn't say redonkulous either, should I? So if we go up like this, down like this. Holy heck. On a cracker. So I think you can go. But then you're going to change and then Baldies are in trouble. Which means we need to send a ponytail? Is that right? That's another bad thing I do on this level is I think it out as I'm going. Which really bodes well. I also might make these collide now, which is troubling. If I send you now... no. Yes? Oh no! This is what I'm talking about. Right, we're gonna shit or bust it, I must be honest. I'm just gonna blast everyone over and see what happens. What a horrible thing to do. I've lost my perfect run, so now everyone's complicit. Oh, sorry, everyone. Oh, God, no. Oh, my God, I keep making them crash. Oh, no. I shouldn't be taking it out on them. I'm sorry, everyone. Look how many collisions you've got. It's actually like mathematically relatively rare to make them collide. Oh no! I told you my brain would switch off on this leg of the journey. Look at them all in the top right looking at me like... tut tut. Beat Nuki, what have you done? We're going back. We're going home. Fine if you want to. Oh, I can't drop them. Okay, my supervillain side's coming out. Let's get these guys home before I ruin more lives. Oh, man. That's... I'm not proud. I am not proud.
Could this be the place?
But look, the population's going up.
Hope and prosperity?
Oh, hello, Nawakilo. Thank you for being here. Yeah, we are actually wrapping up. Unless I do another run. Bit cheeky. Bit cheeky. I could do one more run. I've just ruined a bunch of lives now, Akilo, I must be honest. I do have time, Lola's confirming in chat. We're going to break the rules. I mean, I'm already doing so. Plus, we've got this beautiful swimming pool. Look at this. The beautiful swimming pool flushed the finicky fleens. That's right. Hotel Dementia Pleasant Dreams catapulted clean over mudball wall. Swimming pool salutes the Zoombinis. I don't want to ask how they use a swimming pool. I think that would be insensitive. So, yeah, we can sort of demonstrate now. You can see there are 8 Zoombinis at Shade Tree Camp because that's how badly I messed up. So we're going to go back to the island. I can't take only 8 through the final leg of the journey. If I'd lost everyone, it might have actually been better to throw the level. Because if I'd lost everyone, I could just take them through this leg of the journey again. But as it stands, I've got to go back to the start. Lola in the chat is misrepresenting my behaviour to some newcomers who are coming in. suggesting that I was ending the journeys of Zoombinis on purpose, which is an insane assertion, backed by no evidence whatsoever, certainly no evidence that would ever be recorded and uploaded online. Simply because I was doing a perfect run, and as always happens, I got to the last level, got a bit egotistical, and just as now Aquila points out, like an angry Zoombini god, just decided, well, if you're not all going to make it, I don't care who makes it and who doesn't, so off we go.
After days tossed about by a stormy sea, the Zoombinis reach the shore of a peculiar land.
Wasn't me, it was my ego, says Lola in chat. That's a fascinating thing. If you really chew that sentence, it's quite fascinating psychologically. Also, this bit when they go up the cliffs, when I was doing tests, the music is extremely loud. I don't know if that's coming over on the stream. I've certainly made my mic more sensitive. I don't know if I've over-egged that particular mic pudding. Mike Pudding. Anyone know a guy like that? Right, again, we need to blind fire a Zoombini off and see if they make it. Luck's on our side. Do you like everyone with shoes on? So far, yes. Would you like to meet more of my friends who wear shoes? I have so many. How about it? How about it? Do you like springs? I'm inclined to believe not. Right, okay, so we're rationalizing this at kind of Genius Express speed. Dan, hello, thank you for joining us. Do you like wheels? No, well, I mean, there are names I can call you now because that's a form of prejudice, and we are going to be referring to the Equality Act 2010 going forward on that. But in the immediate term, we need to get these Zoombinis through.
Hip hip.
Cup of Joe in chat.
Zombini.
Mike Pudding, I didn't know him, but I did know a just in time. And Dan is correct. We are segregating Zoombinis. Well, we aren't segregating. We are subject to segregation because everyone we meet will only let us by if we look a certain way.
Stone guards have their rules, so do proceed with skill. Zoombinis one guard won't allow, the other guard surely will.
And last week, I was doing the remaster. This week, we're doing the 96 original, which seems to be...
Gates are opened, it seems.
What did we do to deserve this?
And he's always mouthing off like he's in some sort of imposition. I mean, I imagine being a rock and being stuck there probably does suck. However, you can't be taking it out on decent people. Are you going to let me up? Straight away with the prejudice. You seeing this? Now, Aquila, you do bring up a good point. The remaster does actually look very, very similar. And I think that also weirdly worked against it. The colours are a lot more vibrant. I quite like the muted colour palette because it gives the impression that the Zoombinis are kind of, they're far from home. It's a strange land. And it kind of speaks to that feeling of when you're a kid and you're somewhere new. And it seems like, you know, the tree branches are reaching over you and that kind of thing. How do you feel about shoes? Sorry to bring it up, you footless bastard, but I am indeed able to... There we go. There we go. Oh. Oh, our suffering amuses you, does it? Mm-hmm. Yep. Alright. I'll just stroll over here. Right, so...
Move it, Toots.
There we go. Yes, shoes, but he doesn't like bald guys, I guess. Or noses. Yes, Lola's bringing up it could be noses because I often forget noses. And Lola's also bringing up in chat that the remaster took some scenes out. There's some cutscenes missing, animations are different, things like that. It's like the fat's been trimmed off it, and I get that that's a big way of how games work these days. But it's almost to its detriment because there's so much character, I think, in how Zoombinis is and how it plays. Let's test the nose theory. I think Lola's right with the noses, yes. Joe's missed some of the stream from an internet disconnect. Suffering amuses you. Yeah, it's just the rocks being their usual horrible selves, that's all, Joe. No need to worry. And Dan's bringing up the classic adage. You can't rock a hard place and teach it new tricks. I mean, we've all been there. Now, I don't know where Pink Noses go, so let's fire off blindly. He's going to get knocked down. This is something I remember learning as a kid. We're getting into the Zoombini meta now, but if the animation plays relatively slowly on the way up, you can intuit that they're about to kick off. It's all about to kick off. Now, Orange Noses, I don't know. So we're going to blind fire that.
This way.
You ain't coming this way. You're not coming this way. Am I? Listen, listen. Now, not a lot, listen, shh. Not a lot of people know this, but I'm the psychotic Zoombini, and if you don't let me up here, I will cut you. Okay? So we're gonna, alright, just see how we get on.
Open to you.
I'll see you later. But in the meantime, we need plausible deniability and an alibi, so we need to not be here. Off we go. Hoppity hoppity hops. Imagine that being your way around.
Well done, O wise and trusted guide.
I imagine it just leads to headaches.
You've done quite well. How delightful.
Now Agilo in the chat saying the remaster is talking about getting fatter now. Speaking of,
Wasteland until they meet Arno, the almost omnivorous, one very hungry pizza troll.
one very hungry and one very unreasonable pizza troll.
Fleens? You're not fleens.
Again with this. Every time he sees us, he's like, oh, you're not Fleens. It's like, no.
Whatever you are, make me a pizza.
If you want some Fleens, go to the woods where they live and talk to them. They're famously reasonable. Say, ah, look, do you want these olives or not? You sulky little bugger.
Something on that I don't like.
I'll take that as a no. You could have just said no. A no would suffice. You don't have to kick off. You don't have to throw food around.
More toppings.
All right. Again, what could happen is 16 little refugees could show up and you could say, look, I'm in a bad mood because I'm hungry. Just to forewarn you, if I come off a bit blunt today, I'm in a bad mood because I'm hungry. And
Something must go.
I would just like a pizza with X, Y, and Z on it. If you could put that together for me despite having no hands, I'd really, really appreciate it. But no, he's just going to kick off.
Something on that I don't like.
So again, all you need to say is, I want a chili cheese pizza. It's, yeah, this is what I'm explaining to the nice people at home. If you just said, I want a chili cheese pizza, please and thank you, 4 pizzas wouldn't have been wasted, and I don't like food waste.
Pizza.
Oh, the perfect pizza. Oh. Yeah, as long as you're all right. Bye-bye. Git. Lola in chat is saying that Arno is like her ex. So I'm assuming the ex was a little wood troll who wouldn't tell you what he wanted, but was just hungry. Why are you breaking up with me? Well, you're like the Zoombini pizza troll, and it's giving me the ick. I can't do it.
You're adjusting to the trials of the journey. Rest up if you must. Push on if you dare. The Zoombinis still have much in store for them.
That little sing-song isn't in the remake. I kept clicking this bloke and it wasn't happening. Right, while we're here, guys, I'm more than happy for chat to do a vote or if we go north or south. We've done one each. North is where the frogs are, where the Prejudice ferryman is, and where the electronic wall is, I think. And south is where the Fleens are, who Arno was mentioning, where the Groovy Hotel is, and where the splattery wall. It's the one we've just done. Lola's saying north. Let's see. I'll call it in 3, 2, 1. North we go. I should learn how to do Twitch polls and stuff, really, shouldn't I? I think I've put one up for whether we do a full playthrough of the remaster or the original or both.
Zoombinis must have
And I
something
think I've published that somewhere. I just pressed some buttons. It might have happened.
Captain Cajun's ferry.
A little bit jazzy. A little bit jazzy up to the north as we go and see the Cajun captain.
Well, what do we have here?
Oh, I'm sorry. Does our physical appearance amuse you? I mean, you're in no position to really be judging anyone on their physical appearance.
Fine, sit wherever you want to. I don't really care.
You're a liar. You care a lot. You care too much. It's the damn lies I can't stand. Right, we've got a lot of shoes.
Sure.
Yeah, right, Benoit Blanc. We're going to be putting our little eggy guys here. And then...
There you go, you got it.
Ooh, what have I done to myself? Blue nose. There we go.
There you go, you got it.
And then like this. So we have springs in common. And then we have one... Wait, do I want one eye? I think... No, hang on. I have an idea. Alright. No, you'll do as you're told, won't you, darling? There we go. Yep, good stuff, good stuff. My Zoombinis are rebelling against me.
Sure.
Lola in chat is saying that the lanky frog also reminds her of an ex.
There you go, you got it.
There you go. Thank you, prejudice frog guy. We're going to see some slightly less prejudiced frogs up the road. Up the frog and toad, you might say. If you know your rhyming slang.
And lily pad shape too may be the keys that get them through.
Right, so the frog level, my sister and I used to not necessarily dread it, but we know that it's going to be a little bit more involved because, again, my brain can't pass all of this visual information at once. So we know that a white path is probably going to work. And while we're looking at that, is that orange or red, for example? I think that's orange. Because if I get it wrong, because I'm not colorblind, but the oranges and reds on this, particularly on the classic version, which if anything might be a strike against the classic version, they clash a lot when I look at them. Lots of shapes now, Akilo. Yes, so essentially how this level works is you have to get on the back of a frog. Some of the frogs have the lily pad shape, and they'll only cross that lily pad. They'll only cross a certain color. They'll only cross a certain shape, etc. So you have to basically sort of visually feel your way through. I do something that's quite ill-advised, which is that I look at the colors first to the preclusion of everything else. I mean, pink is a straight shot. I should have seen that immediately. And yeah, Cup of Joe in chat is right. I'm not sure if you're colorblind, how well you're able to do this level. I also don't want to speak on people who are colorblind's behalf, because it's kind of not my lived experience. But I imagine it could complicate things. And then I also do something very stupid, which is I forget what's just worked, because I can use the same one twice. And so I have to retrace the steps, because it just won't go in my brain. What other colours have we already done? Was red one? Pink I said was a straight shot. Those were my exact words. We have it. We can play the tapes. We've had me on record saying that. So we're going to be putting you across. There's a lot of them still to go. And when you're getting a little bit brain mushed from all the hardcore children's puzzles, it gets... Sorry. It gets very, very difficult to effectively... Oh, so close. Look at that. The flower. The beautiful flower. Lovely. Yeah. No. Oh. The beautiful flower down here. Yes, the beautiful flower. The beautiful flower will work. Just not the beautiful flower I was looking at. So that one. Let's start looking at the legally distinct unpacked man shape. The Bandai Namco adjacent mascot shape. Yes. Lovely. There we have it. Can you come back, please? I could be looking for another answer, actually. And I probably should be. There we go. Lovely. Where was this plant again? Oh, my word. There we go. There we go. There we go. Splendid. People don't say splendid enough anymore, do they? I think it should make a comeback. Convince your kids to start saying splendid, please, rather than whatever confusing nonsense they keep coming out with. Sorry. I think once you start getting to a certain age where you realise you have no understanding of the modern slang, it's incredibly daunting. Isolating, it's quite scary. The red and the orange keep blurring together in my vision again. We established Pac-Man can do it, and I haven't done him again. God, I hope that's the right one. Because if you put it on the wrong one, he'll get stuck, and he'll just stay here. There you go, Cuppa Joe in the chat. Splendid 2026 revival. That in and of itself just sounds like a grand thing. Which one of these was it again? Does the singing help? It doesn't not help. Oops. There we go. God. Me doing 2 frog levels in one stream is my mind. Right, let's look at the hourglass. I mean, I don't know what to call this shape. The nicked, the double jaw. The people in the chat commenting that young people should stop saying based. I'm probably going to annoy you. I weirdly like based. I think based is one that I can actually mesh with. I don't know why. I think it's like based in facts, based in reality. It's like, oh, it's based. Oh, come on. You got to throw me a bone here, guys. Oh, I'm drawing a real blank. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If there are 5, there's an odd number. There's a path I haven't repeated. Which one is it? Is it the cross shape? Was the cross shape working? I was doing singing, wasn't I? But then I was complaining about the youth. So I guess this is karmic. You can get this far. You can get this. Yes. So, oh God, look at this. I have to admit, with the pixel art, it is tricky again. My voice cracked when I said that. I sounded like I was beginning to openly weep at the puzzle. Don't worry, we're not there yet. But it could still happen. There'd be some content, wouldn't it? Now Kilo is calling Cuppa Joe out for saying based. Should be pointed out, Joe is quite young, so has a free pass. Come on, frogs. No, I should be paying attention. I can't just let you... The light blue. I keep falling for the light blue and it's always wrong. What about the kisses then? This is getting a little... The kisses? Can we smooch our way across the river? If not, why not? Surely that should be... Nuki, please. Red, second from bottom. Okay, Lola's helping out. Oh God, you're completely right. Look. Lola must be screaming at the screen right now, alongside any number of other decent civilized people. So we know we can do that one more time. We know there's one more that can work. Is it the diamonds? Diamonds aren't really... The diamonds are forever blocking me. Wait, weren't you it? Does this mean we've solved the level? I'm getting way too distracted. Some of the puzzles that pop up, some of the levels, get very demanding. Oh, the red. The red's gone. I must have used the red before and not done it again. So we have one more to solve. The diamonds, the X's, these guys. Is it a colour that I've just not seen? Orange, 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 orange. No. Hourglass shape. Here. It can only begin here. And then it can go down, and it can go across. Ah, I see. E? E, yes. Unfortunately, however, Unless there is another shape that I've missed, I've got to wait for this little guy to come back and forth like so. Definitely not a blue. But yeah, this level, especially if you're not paying attention. Yes, thank you, Lola. Yes. I'm getting called out for bad manners, you know, and rightly so. But if you're not paying attention, like I certainly haven't been, you can just lose yourself. I mean, sometimes my sister and I would sit here for like half an hour. And then in later levels, without getting too spoilery, stuff starts happening on the river that distracts the frogs. I'm being reminded to mind my manners. I think, considering I basically threw several Zoombinis off a cliff because I got vaguely annoyed at my own hubris earlier, I think being reminded of manners is probably a good idea. Right, I still don't want to test the theory of if you press play before he arrives, it works or not. A little patience. Everyone's in such a rush these days.
Zombini!
Oh my word.
Hip hip! Zombini!
Well, thank God we waited so long to hear that. Here we go, here we go.
Zoombinis will get a rise out of these stone hexes if they can make the right connections.
Oh, you and your riddles, sir. Right, here we go. I'm not sure if we should stop at the camp or if I should try and do the full run, because I do need to do IRL things, which is usually where the problems start, but it does need to happen. We'll cross that bridge when we get to it, perhaps even literally, because we can start connecting like so. We do only have 2 of these haircuts, so we know we can put this here, right? And we do only have 2 of these haircuts, so we know we can put this here. You 2 have shoes, so you may go here. Hang on. Oh no, I've completely bungled that. No. Yes. Maybe. We shall put wheels over here like so. We shall put eyes over here like so. And we shall put boots.
Done!
I wish you'd stop shouting. There we go. Yeah, I'm getting a few comments in chat. The wheels are certainly coming off, aren't they? I've done 3 runs in a row and it appears to have been battering my mind. On the easiest level of the children's game. And now we're making it to camp. Now, do we stop at camp or do we make the final push? Considering my brain is actively...
Amazing indeed! Another relaxing campsite ready and waiting for Zoombinis. And they'll need their rest. The darkest, most dangerous part of the journey is yet to come.
Off he goes again, look. Now Akilo's asking if the Fae are responsible for all of these awful contraptions. I mean, maybe. I mean, look at the kind of shit that gets done over here. But these is where the Zoombinis who I lost on the last leg of the last journey get put. We can even swap some in and out if we want them to match better, for example. I feel like they deserve a better chance, don't they? But I also don't want to lose any of our guys. Let's push on. Your time will come, I promise. You get to live in a lovely treehouse in the meantime. The Zoombinis who defied death, says Joe. Very correctly.
Strange carvings left by ancient peoples are everywhere.
Come along, come along. There we go. Right, it is all about how you get about. Do we have any propellers? No, so we're moving straight to roller skates. We haven't any, so we're moving straight to shoes. The shoes are lining up on the plinths, one after another like so. Very nice, very tidy, very civilized, very good of you. Thank you, everyone. Now, as you can imagine, eventually the lion will start asking for a bunch of stuff, and I think some of the carvings start fading out as well. So you have to intuit and kind of interpret by deductive reasoning, my favorite phrase for this game, what you need to be putting on what parts. Oops, misclick. We're calling that a misclick. You all saw it. I clicked and it missed. Yeah, all right, Peggy. Peggy Sue. What was I saying? Something awful. Anyway, we've solved this, and the lion... The lion demonstrably likes the Zoombinis and could just let them through anyway. But no. You have to go through all this. Right, and here's the puzzle where my brain switches off.
Zoombinis' reflection. It will give them crystal slamming protection.
Crystal slamming protection. I still can't get over that phrase because I think it's just quite violent. We're trying to avoid slamming into the crystals. Right, I am taking a much more complex troop of Zoombinis through this time, aren't I? I think this is the third time I've done it. I feel like I've been doing this all my life now. I'm a bit Stockholm syndromed to Zoombinis. I think this is the third time I've done it today. I don't think I've actually ever sat down and really hammered through the journey as doggedly as we've been doing this evening. So it's kind of an endurance test of sorts that I am actually really enjoying. It turns out if you solve children's puzzles but you hammer them against yourself that hard, it just becomes an issue. Now Akila's pointing out in chat, crystal slamming protection. I'm always wishing I had that. Maybe we all need the crystal slamming protection. Maybe it is what's missing and it would resolve a lot of our societal woes. I don't feel qualified to really comment on that any more than I feel qualified to help these Zoombinis through this mirror puzzle that I can't seem to solve. I know that a lot of the hair I'm looking at isn't what we have on the team. Ah, yes, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Lester Cookie. But it's all right. You're through now. And as long as I don't chuck you off a cliff in Bubble Land, we'll be all right. Oh, Joe is doing some lore drops in the chat. Joe is asserting that the lion gets life power from the Zoombinis, so he has to stop them. And then when they help him, they're allowed to leave. So it's transactional. I quite like that. And there's no evidence in the game that suggests it's not what's happening. What am I missing here? My poor, poor mind. I feel so old. I feel so old and in the way. There we go. Right, sorry everyone. Sorry about this. I think I should be hydrating a bit more. And that's going to help the... Oh, hang on. What about... I keep thinking I've got these guys, but I haven't. And if I get it wrong, I could demonstrate, but it'd be very cruel for me to do so, so I won't. If I get it wrong, they get smacked in the face with a rock and sent back home. And that's not what we're here to accomplish. I keep looking at this, but it doesn't quite match what we have, does it? Oh, my brain. What am I missing? Because he's always up there, whoever I'm looking for. What am I missing? It feels like there's only, what, 5, 8? There are 8 pictures. Oh, my brain. Oh, the soup of my mind. What's it going to be? Got some doggies getting some treats in the background. I'm very excited. Which one is it? I'm really drawing a blank. Oh my word. I've got some sort of fight or flight response. I'm sort of frozen in its place. I can't see it for the life of me. This is kind of never happened before. It's so strange. What if I put them in there? Is that going to help me? Not really. That just distracts me. What if I... God, I'm being so silly. But there are only so many. Oh my gosh. I think I might die here. I think this is the end of my life. Well, I've only got 2 sleepy eyes one. We know definitively it's not a sleepy eyes one. I have only got a few one-eyed ones. There's only one one-eyed one up there. Oh, what am I missing? Do you know what I could do? I could be evil and just leave anyway. Oh, isn't that awful? Isn't that horrible? Achoo.
Search first for traps. So easy to make.
Oh, I'm so terrible.
Across bubble under abyss.
Oh no. I'm not proud. I'm amused, but I'm not proud. That's not good. That's not a good thing I've done. This is definitively how you don't play the game. Dude, look at this. I've got 4 of them. Oh my god, that's so horrible. I'm so sorry, everyone. I'm so sorry, little team. This is so horrible. Yeah, you will be safe if you go up here, right? What if I lose these 4 now and the whole run's a bust? Oh my god. If you went up here, you would be safe. Everyone with shoes on, you need to go on the north one, please. There we go, there we go. And then you should be able to safely get here. Oh, unless I do one of my classic collisions because I rush everyone out. Oh god, I think I might. Oh, heavens help us. Right, this is reckless zoombining now that I'm doing. This is dirty zoombining. This is, if I was playing like this back in school, I'd be kicked out of school. I think I'd be expelled. Now a kid is saying they're being condemned to the camp.
Splendid job.
Splendid job, he says, presumably sarcastically, presumably behind his hand, sniggering to himself. Ugh. It's not a good thing I've done. I prioritise the few over the many, and it's not the Zoombini way.
Is this it? Could this be the place they've been seeking? A place of hope and prosperity? Zoombinis!
Guy loves the name of this town. Wouldn't it be wonderful if everyone had been able to enjoy some hope and prosperity? I can't believe how much I got stuck on that mirror one. It was probably really obvious and looking me in the face. It would have literally been looking me in the face because that's the puzzle. But my brain just wouldn't connect with the visual information I was being given. It's so strange. Well, here they are. I don't think I get any buildings because I've done such an awful run. Yeah, it seems that way. It does actually seem that way. So, we began today with a perfect run. Look, we're getting into more difficult territory for these puzzles now as we come through the first part of the island. So that's going to start kicking off, and then depending how many times we duplicate these paths, they're going to start getting more difficult as well. But I've taken some horrible, horrible, unethical shortcuts today. In the first trip, I made them all look like one another. In the second trip, I got hubristic on the final level, just like I did in the remaster, and dropped a bunch of them off the cliff. And the dogs are getting fed dinner. And in the final trip, I got frustrated is a strong word, but I got annoyed at myself for not being able to see 8 pictures of a cartoon animal. So I abandoned everyone. And as Joe is saying in the chat, if anyone asks, no cheating occurred whatsoever. It was all metagaming strategy for the children's game. In fact, we're even going to say, not cheating, no you. There we go. And we are coming to the conclusion of today's stream. Thank you very much indeed for joining in with us as we keep picking our way through Zoombinis. My heart of hearts is always going to be with this original version. And it's always going to be the one that I do want to see through to completion. Because there are 600, like here, Zoombini Isle. In the remake, it's 400 flat. We've got 28 home, 20 in the tree. I could go to the tree and start our next run from there, for example, next time we stream, which will be next week. Now Akilo's creating the iconic. I think that I might steal that as the next stream title. Don't hate the Zoombini, hate the game. And I think with that truth bomb dropped effortlessly, we're going to go over to the Sizzle Reel demo screen. And we're going to say thank you once again for joining us on the stream today. It does mean a lot that you're doing so, and I am grateful that you are doing so. We'll speak again soon. I'll be back on Sunday with Kinseed, a very surprising game that I got into that I've really started to enjoy. Lola's here. Hello. and we're going to be ducking out for now and speaking again on Sunday for Kinseed, Wednesday for more Discworld, and once again on Friday for Zoombinis. Remaster or original? I guess it's up to you. We'll see how we get on. Speak to you soon.